Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Toybox, and welcome to part 2 of the Furry Iceberg. I wish I hadn't done this. Things are gonna get worse. Layer 6. Chlorine. December 6, 2014. Imagine packing up to go to a furry convention. Midwest Fur Fest, to be specific. It's an exciting time for everyone. Getting to make new friends, maybe buy some merch to support a small business. It all seems to be going well. Nothing really seems awry. After a long day of fursuiting and meeting new people, you go back up to your hotel room and fall asleep, getting ready for yet another day of meeting new people and just having as much fun as you can. Midnight strikes and a fire alarm sounds. You wake up thinking nothing of it, just pushing it off as someone setting it off by smoking a cigarette. Then, all of a sudden, another guest at the hotel you're staying at tells you to evacuate as quickly as possible. You have no time to grab anything, and no time to really react or process what might be happening. That is, until you start heading down the hotel stairs. A toxic chemical smell hits your nose. It's then that you begin to piece the puzzle together at what may have just happened to set that fire alarm off. 12:45 a.m., December 7th, 2014. Police and fire departments show up. Following them are news reporters with large cameras, and following them, hazardous material technicians wearing hazmat suits. The last to arrive are detectives from the FBI's Counterterrorism and Weapons of Mass Destruction Unit. It all feels so surreal, like this can't possibly be happening, but it is. In fact, a total of 19 furries had to be hospitalized because of the gas attack. Thankfully, nobody had passed away from this event, but the memories of what happened that night will be permanently ingrained in the minds of those who were there. And for those who were there, my hat goes out to you that you were unfortunately present at Midwest Fur Fest that night. I hope, for the sake of everyone, that we'd never have that happen again. Where the other sea animals went. Now, I was unable to find an entry for this one, but seeing as how it's this far down on the list, maybe it's for the best that we don't know where the other sea animals went. F-list. F-list is a list of all different types of fetishes, hence the name. F-list, the F standing for fetish. Accompanying this is a website of the same name. In order to get a full view of what the website had in store, I unfortunately had to make an account. Though after making an account, it appears that this website is mostly used by furries. Go figure! The site has any and all fetishes, ranging from the most mundane to outright illegal fetishes. There are tons and tons of chats made specifically for these fetishes, all of which have as many as 14 to 2,990 users. Now, I was unable to get into a chat with anyone since you have to create your own chat or search in an existing chat name, but seeing how many users are in the borderline illegal fetish chats, I think it's safe to assume this website is definitely nothing short of absolutely horrifying. Cub. Cub, as I'm sure most furries are unfortunately aware, is a term used in the furry community to describe young furries. However, when most furries hear the word cub, they think of the artwork that is associated with it. Cub artwork is, to put it simply, the exact same as CP, but in furry form. I have, unfortunately, come across my unfair share of cub-related artworks. Now, you may be asking, is this even legal? Are furries okay with this? And the answer to both questions is no. As I said before, Cub is no different than artwork of CP. Most furries are not okay with it, and we do try to find whoever is responsible for this artwork to try to get them arrested, or hope they suffer some sort of punishment, or try to get them some help. There's just so much Cub artwork online, which is just so fucked up. Most of the artists responsible for these hideous creations face no form of punishment because they realize just how fucked up the degenerate they really fucking are. Sorry, this one really gets me fired up. You can't fucking find these people because they realize just how fucking degenerate and messed up they are, so they hide in the fucking shadows. But, just like all shadows, anything hidden inside them can be revealed with a light. Kairos disciples. Oh, for fuck's sake. Kara refers to a furry who, according to Wiki4, which again, I'm not really sure, I'm new to the whole Kiro thing as well, but man, I wish I'd never heard of him. But Kiro, who is a furry, according to Wiki4, was described as being psychotic, murderous, necrophilic, zoophilic, Islamophobic, and anti-Semitic. Kiro currently runs a YouTube channel of the same name. His most recent upload was only 5 months ago. All that shit that he has done, it's just, all I can say is that reading this shit makes me lose all hope in human beings. Kiro was accused of making a video of him screwing his own dog before handing it over to a group of zoophiles, in which one of them leaked the video. However, even after a mountain of evidence was used to prove he was a zoophile, there still remained people who defended him. In fact, in his most recent video, you can find comments that read, "Look man, if it makes you feel better, I don't believe any of the accusations against you." And, "Hey Kiro, glad to see you still kicking around. Love to see you with us. Have fun, Kiro." Looking at all of the comments in this latest video, I didn't see a single one that talked against him. If I had to guess, he's probably just deleting those comments like a fucking coward. Have I deleted mean comments? Well, yes, I have. But the reasons for me and him deleting them are not the same. I delete them because I don't want any of you to read them and comment on them, which would only fuel the fire. The reason he may be doing this is because he may not want to face the fact that he's a fucking monster. He doesn't want to face the truth. It's a shame that Kiro faced no real punishment, but now that his name is out there in a negative light, it's easier for people, especially new furries, to be wary of him. Anubis worship. Alright, okay, I think I can get behind this one, with Anubis being my, favorite Egyptian god. It does strike me as a little strange, though, the way that furries are worshipping him, with art of him looking unreasonably attractive, to furries choosing him as a character in roleplay. Not exactly the kinds of things I would do to worship him, but, again, I can get behind it. Taper aerodynamics. I couldn't find much on this one, but I think I may know what this one is. I believe it has to do with the anthropomorphism of aeroplanes. Yeah. People are attracted to planes. Rule 34 is a good example of this, though I warn you if you decide to look there, just make sure you have some eye bleach within arm's length. Bara wrestling rings. I did not have to do this, but I did. You're welcome. I will be fine. Baras are just very large, very muscular furries with, how do I put this? Massive, wooden coconuts. They are extremely over-sexualized, though I personally don't really see the attraction. Basically, bara wrestling rings are just baras in wrestling rings, though again, these usually include something sexual happening, so yeah, that's really all for this one. Aeromorphs. Okay, I may have gotten this and something else mixed up, and I apologize for that, I really do. But aeromorphs are anthropomorphized aeroplanes. Again, yes. People are, for some unknown reason to me, attracted to aeroplanes. I can only imagine what that would be like. Mersuits. Mersuits are just fursuits, but for sex. With a zipper over the crotch or ass, or both, for all I know. Yeah, we're gonna move on from that one. Yeah. Dragon X Toyota. It can't get worse. It can't get worse. Dragon X Toyota refers to images that show a dragon getting real passionate with a Toyota car. There's really nothing I can say about this. I swear, furries and scalies will find anything attractive, no matter how fucking weird it is. Like, who one day thought of this? Actually, don't answer that. I'll die happily not knowing. Weeb furry relations. Weebs, commonly Western people who are very into Japanese culture, and furries do not get along at all. For some reason, weebs hate furries. Wonder why? What's there to, not like about us? Whatever. And, yeah, they hate us. They also, go and make shows like, Beastars and BNA. In fact, I'm pretty sure that weebs come up with uwu, then furries took that for our own use. Sorry, not sorry, weebs. Sucks to suck. Osamu Tezuka's other drawers. Osamu Tezuka was a mangaka, or manga artist, responsible for creating over 700 manga titles, his most famous work being Astro Boy, which I believe there was a movie of the same name. Astro Boy is the story of an android boy with human emotions who was created after Umataro Tenma after his son had passed. So what does Osamu Tezuka's other drawers refer to? Well, it refers to a series of drawings Tezuka's daughter, Rumiko Tezuka, found in a locked drawer of what appeared to be hand-drawn erotic transformations of anime girls into animals. Mind you, she found this years after he passed, so I can only imagine the shock of finding those. Ugh. Poor Rumiko. Why Tezuka kept these hidden or why he created them in the first place remains a mystery and most likely will forever. Quotism's sources. According to Wikitubia, Jesus, how many fucking wiki things are there? Quotherix is an American furry YouTuber responsible for making some very controversial videos, such as why we should bring back child labor and in defense of pedophiles, because that's a great idea. These videos are pretty unusual since he's mostly known for making Let's Play style videos and streaming on Twitch. In 2018, however, he decided to leave the furry fandom as he claimed it was toxic. Yeah, like that was a problem, because it wasn't just you. Though he still kept his dragon avatar, of course. However, one comment he made really stuck with the viewers of his. That quote being, "The way I see some people treat pedophiles sickens me more than the pedophile itself." With the controversy surrounding him, things like him defending pedophiles and wanting child labor back, I can't say I'm too surprised that he would make a dogshit comment like that. Because of the absurdity of his views and video titles, he became somewhat of a meme, though these memes only further ruined his reputation. With all that said, Quotherix is still active on YouTube, with his most recent video being made 4 months ago, with him playing the furry adult game Amorous. Go fucking figure. Layer 7. /trash/. /trash/ or just trash is just a meme that floats around the furry community where some furries refer to themselves as very trash since they became so obsessed with it that they don't have a life anymore. Kind of like what I'm turning into. One of these days, I'll be furry trash. Telegram quantum encryption. I couldn't really find too much with this one, but according to Wikipedia, quantum encryption is, quote, "Quantum cryptography is a science of exploiting quantum mechanical properties to perform cryptographic tasks. The best known example of quantum cryptology is quantum key distribution, which offers an information theoretically secure solution to the key exchange problem." I can only assume that Telegram quantum encryption refers to quantum encryption that is happening through Telegram. Again, I couldn't really find much on this one. Some of these things are pretty hard to find. I even went to the forbidden second, third, and last page of Google when I had to. Furry NFT blockchain. To start this one off, I'll talk briefly about what an NFT is. And NFT is a digital art piece of work that are, quote, cryptographic assets on a blockchain with unique identification codes and metadata that distinguish them from each other, end quote. Think of them as somewhat similar to adoptables in the sense that you're not buying anything physical and you're buying something that someone else made. The furry NFT blockchain was an incident where an NFT collector sold people's personas as NFTs for $100,000 without their permission. Yeah, kind of a dick move whether you like furries or not. Just don't steal other people's art no matter what. It's just never cool, never funny, never really a way to get revenge. Protogen Crypto Dungeons. I really do hate not being able to find anything for some of these, because it just makes me feel bad. I feel like I'm just being lazy, but I really did try to find some of these, but again, I couldn't. This iceberg is a little bit out of date. I apologize for that. But what I assume Protogen Crypto Dungeons is it's probably some type of crypto dungeon game, but with protogens? I don't really know. True meaning of yiff in hell. Just furries not really being afraid to go to hell so long as they can still yiff. Because why not? Amorous subliminal messages. Amorous is a furry adult dating sim created by Team Amorous and Snaggletooth Studios, with credit to the artist Jason FX and K-Beer. Couldn't really find much for this one. I'm actually kind of happy about it. Even a gay, colorful fox like myself can only take so many dicks in 2 days. Y'all know how I fucking meant that. Anyway, I assume this one has to do with hidden subliminal messages that were rumored to be an Amorous of all fucking games, why a furry porn one is just, I don't know. I don't know. So Sorry. So Sorry is a hidden character in Undertale that can only be accessed in the Hotland area on October 10th at 8 p.m. So Sorry appears to be a shell-looking kangaroo artist who continuously apologizes to the player while throwing crumpled up pieces of paper behind him that the player must dodge in order to not take damage. Another attack he does is use his tail to hit the player, though his tail uses both orange and blue attacks. Blue to stay still, orange to move. So Sorry was actually created by an artist named Samael for Toby Fox. Again, I apologize if I butchered that name. Though Samael made So Sorry's design and personality very minimal so that Toby Fox could include his own take on the character and add what he really wanted to it. However, with that said, Samael did receive some harassment since So Sorry was based from a fat fetish. Nonetheless, though, So Sorry is a very interesting and comical character to come across. I know when I first battled him, I had a lot of fun and some good laughs. So, if you decide to battle him, I wish you the best, since he can't be spared. Oh, and so sorry for forgetting to mention that before. 50k fursuits. This refers to a period in time where two people were bidding over a fursuit, with the highest bid closing at a ridiculous $50,000. The seller of this fursuit did receive some backlash for letting things get so out of hand, but it was ultimately up to the bidder to decide their own price, so it was sold. But yeah, let's try to have a repeat of this again for everyone's sake this time. Tulpemancy. Tulpemancy is defined as the culture and practice of talking to tulpas, autonomous mental constructs with a persistent personality and identity. This means that you could have a talking butterfly with a lion head as a mental companion. I personally find this kind of cringe since I see a lot of freshmen do it. But if it does help you, then all the power to you. It's good to focus on yourself whenever you can and get help wherever you can. Baby Fox. This one's fucking weird, man. This one's weird. The other ones are that were fine, but this one, God, this one's so weird. Baby Fox refers to a user on Reddit of the same name. Their Reddit history is pretty strange, with them being active in r/littlespace, r/BDSM community, and r/BDSM advice. From what I can gather from this user's comments, it seems like they have someone to take care of them, almost like a child. In fact, they even appear to act like a child based on some of their comments, such as, "I need regular spankings in order to feel grounded," and "My daddy picks my outfits, including shoes and how I should wear my hair before we go out. It makes me feel very special and like his little doll. Maybe he can pick your clothes and dress his doll the way he wants that day. Maybe it'll be a slutty doll or a cutesy doll. It's up to him." It seems like this person's whole life is controlled by their so-called daddy, even up to the way they dress. Now, whether this is voluntary or not, I'm sure that many of us would find this bizarre. Night in the Woods predicted the future. This refers to a post on Reddit by user u/Rigid10, in which they post a 4-panel comic of the Night in the Wood character May Borowski telling her friend Beatrice Santello about his song that was posted like a zillion times with a weird horse in it. A description that sounded a lot like Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, according to the user. Now, I feel that I should point out that Night in the Woods came out February 21st, 2017, while Old Town Road came out just 2 years later. Now, I don't find this theory to be in any way accurate. I do believe it's just some type of strange coincidence, but nonetheless, no matter how you look at it, it does strike a little bit of... It's a little eerie, to say the least. Just a little bit. Rack 3. Rack 3 is a free bondage-themed adult game. That's literally it. There's nothing more to it. Species distributions. Species distribution is the distribution of species across the furry community. For example, we have 2.2% as raccoons, otters, bears, and snow leopards. 1.7% of furries are reptiles. 1.5% of furries are Pokemon. 1.3% are were species like werewolf, werefox, werecat, you name it, as long as it has were in front of it. And 1.3% of furries are also skunks. Sparkle Dog Cognitohazards. To start this one off, I will briefly describe what a cognitohazard is. A cognitohazard, according to Urban Dictionary, is any formal event, place, or person that is a mental hazard to see, hear, or study. Doing so will either anger or harm you. With that out of the way, let's get into what Sparkle Dog cognitohazards are. Sparkle Dog cognitohazards, from what I saw, are very complex and very colorful fursuits, and fursona designs that are both pleasant and unpleasant to the eyes. I, for one, think they are just super adorable and super creative, and I would love to maybe make one in the future, but they are also a pain in the ass to look at for too long. Bogdanovs are furries. Bogdanovs are French twins known for being television presenters, producers, and essayists from the 1970s. Bogdanovs are furries refers to a meme of someone on Twitter reacting to an image of the Bogdanov twins wearing a realistic parrot costume, followed by an image of one of them standing next to someone in a fursuit with the caption, "What the fuck? The Bogdanovs are furries." I don't really find this one funny since I don't really know who the Bogdanov twins are, but if you find it funny, then I'm happy for you, and I hope you get a good laugh out of it. Layer 8. Disregard doe, acquire buck. Disregard doe, acquire buck, from what I came across, appears to be a review on Steam for a game that has a character called Buck. The review in question was made by a furry asking for Buck to be made into an anthropomorphic deer so that the game would give us more furs to play as well as it being a play on words. Furries, man, not everything has to have an anthropomorphic character. Just because you find a character hot that's human does not mean they have to be a fucking furry. We're fine, but there's too many of us. Freefall started in 1242. All I could find for this one was that Freefall was a sci-fi comic made by Mark Stanley and was launched back in 1998. From what the title suggests, I believe it was a theory that the story of Freefall actually began on page 1242 instead of page 1. Definitely an interesting theory, but who really knows for sure? DeviantArt machine-generated art. This refers to DeviantArt using AI to generate AI-generated artwork, which was banned on Furfinity, since no artist could be really credited. Kevlar-lined combat fursuits. Kevlar-lined fursuits are exactly what they sound like. They're just bulletproof fursuits. Why anyone would want one, I honestly have no idea. DARPA exoskeletons. DARPA exoskeletons are exoskeletons that are made for US soldiers that allows them to feel less weight put upon them. What this has to do with furries, I absolutely have no goddamn idea. 1471-B, Skinwalker. 1471-B is an SCP that depicts a wolf-like creature with black fur and a skull for a face, with piercing white eyes. The creature causes no physical harm, but instead, this SCP hunts a mobile phone app, which once installed, it suddenly takes pictures. With each photo taken through the app, the SCP gets closer and closer to the camera, closer to the owner of the phone. With this SCP being an anthropomorphic animal, furries took to E61 and Rule 34 to create masterpieces of art. Sonic Fox Experimental Canine Stimulants. Sonic Fox is a professional furry esports gamer who was accused of experimenting with canine stimulants for whatever reason, along with endorsing transphobia. Now, why he would do that while having the reputation he has is just unknown to me. But then again, it's not my life to ruin. Chinese CRISPR technology. Chinese CRISPR technology refers to the use of a device called CRISPR to keep genetically modified animals like sheep, pigs, monkeys, dogs, etc. in order to make them stronger and, as one article put it, hulked out. Obviously, first you're gonna interested in this since, hot buff furries. But, I'm sorry for all the normies out there. I'm really sorry. I really am. Plantigrade health risks. I couldn't find much on this topic, but I assume it had to do with the possible health risks of having plantigrade legs instead of digitigrade legs. I don't really know. Changed is real. Changed is a furry action puzzle game with a shit ton of latex and a shit ton of transformations. It features a latex monster named Proto who every furry fell in love with for a period of time, before Amicus took over, then Mr. Wolf. Changed is real is a theory that the events of the game actually happened, which, no, they most certainly did not. As much as you may wish they did, I can assure you that Changed is not real. Yet. Sonichu Gosh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. First my cough and then my fuck up reading. Yes, I have a script, which I'm sorry, yes, behind the scenes I have a script, oh no, but I'm also just kind of bullshitting my way through it. Sonichu Spirit Animal. Sonichu refers to a character that's a mix of two characters, that being Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu. Sonichu also has its own series on YouTube where Sonichu and other hedgehogs try to stop an evil Mary Lee Walsh while trying to find a boyfriend-free girlfriend, if that made any sense. Sonichu is also known for being the character that Chris Chan wore around their neck. Walmart Animal Heads. This is just what it sounds like. Your average shitty Walmart brand animal head. Though I will say the Maskimals are actually a pretty good beginner fursuit head. I have one myself that's based off of Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life, which I adore. Gardevoir GF. Gardevoir is a psychic / fairy Pokemon that some furries have fallen head over hooves for. The Gardevoir GF is the fetish or fantasy of having Gardevoir as a girlfriend. In most image searches of Gardevoir GF, she's depicted as having boobs so fucking large that I'm surprised she can even stand without falling over. Anyway, moving on. Non-fur skin suits. This one is just, it kind of grosses me out. This one refers to a short 2-panel comic of a furry putting on a skin suit instead of a human putting on a fursuit. I guess in this world you'd call them skinnies. Oh, gross. In my opinion, the art and the fact that it's only 2 panels just makes it that much creepier for me. Layer 9. Isabelle's Out of Bounds Punishment. I believe this one refers to a clip from Reddit user Lily Ladge in which they are being chased by wasps, causing them to run into a group of townsfolk where Isabelle is present. As the player runs from animal to animal, they eventually reach Isabelle, which is where they get stung by wasps. As soon as this happens, Isabelle appears to shoot them with a confetti gun, which causes a black screen to occur as Isabelle had just killed the player. For a children's game about helping run a town and meeting new cute animals, and something that I am very familiar with, this was honestly pretty difficult to watch. It was probably the most eerie Animal Crossing clip I've ever seen. Isabelle just quote, killed the player as if they had just gotten stung by wasps wasn't enough. All the while, the townsfolk do nothing, just staring at the fireworks in the background. Now, while I do doubt that Isabelle can actually kill the player, that doesn't mean this clip is any less disturbing to watch. Human-animal facial recognition. This entry has to deal with the theory that some animals can recognize a human's face just like how a human can recognize an animal's face. If this theory is true and some animals can recognize a human's face, let's just hope that the human treated that animal nicely. Or there will be, let's just say, it won't be fun. Anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphism is giving something that is not biologically human-like characteristics such as walking on 2 legs, the ability to speak, and the ability to grab things with a hand or paw, or all 3, as I said before. Samsara. Samsara, according to Buddhism, is the beginningless cycle of birth, mundane existence, and dying again. These rebirths can occur in 6 different realms of existence, though mostly in 3 good realms, those being heavenly, demigod, and human. However, it can happen in 3 evil realms, those being animal, ghost, and hellish. This cycle can only be broken if a person attains what is known as nirvana, or the blowing out of the desire the cycle tries to make you feel. What this has to do with furries, I assume it's the whole evil animal realm rebirth. I honestly have no idea. Also, if you watch my videos and do practice Buddhism, I do apologize if I got that incorrect, but please correct me. I would greatly appreciate that. Ponyville Potemkin Village. According to Wikipedia, Potemkin Village is a village whose sole purpose is to provide an external facade to a country that is faring poorly, making people believe that the country is faring better. In other words, it's a fake, rich-looking village that is used to trick people into making them believe that the country isn't poor. The Ponyville Potemkin Village theory is what I assume to be a theory that Ponyville itself is a Potemkin village. The country that Ponyville takes place in is a poor, suffering country. Now, where this theory stems from is something I could not find. However, it is a theory that I could love to look more into, having friends who play Ponyville and being an absolute slut for game lore. Maybe in the future I can make a video on this theory. Who knows? Siberian fur skin welding technique. All I was really able to find with this one was that in olden Siberia, they would make suits made of fur to keep themselves warm so they wouldn't freeze to death. I guess kind of the predecessor to fursuits in a weird way. Montezuma's Mersuit. I wasn't really able to find much on this one, and maybe that's for the best. Square cube law. According to user /wildduck on Reddit, wild spelled with an E, the square cube law is, quote, the basic idea in this context that the structural strength of an object is proportional to its cross-sectional area, while the mass is proportional to its volume. So if you were to double the size of something in all three dimensions, it would be able to support 4 by 2 to the power 2 times as much weight, but would weigh 8 times 2 to the power 3 as much. This is why insects are so strong relative to their size, and why macros would collapse under their own weight. Now, with that out of the way, what is the square cube law in relation to furries? Well, the square cube law with relation to furries is actually a meme of a scientist holding up different examples of things on a large piece of paper while a dog or sheep sits in a chair, slowly becoming more afraid of what the scientist is showing him. Again, one of those memes that I don't find funny because I don't really understand it, but I'm sure some of you out there will find it funny and have a great chuckle or laugh, which makes me happy. Fatal head patting techniques. I couldn't find a damn thing to explain what this one was, but I think it's safe to assume that it's a type of head patting that is fatal. Why you would want this is something I'd rather not know. You can keep that shit to yourself. CIA Vor records. Oh my gosh, of course Vor had to be here. Wouldn't be a furry iceberg without it. What I assume this one is a conspiracy theory that the CIA, or Central Intelligence Agency, has a secret hidden stash of Vor records for whatever reason. Let's hope this theory is wrong, because I'd rather not be eaten whole by someone or be forced to eat someone whole. That just does not sound very appealing to me. Persona transformation cover-ups. Again, probably another conspiracy theory about the government trying to cover up evidence of people transforming into their personas. As much as I wish this was real, too, realistically, I don't believe it's possible. For now. Walt Disney Vault. According to Wikipedia, again, the Walt Disney Vault was a term that was used by Disney for its policy of regularly placing sales moratoria on home video releases of specific feature films. So what the Walt Disney Vault has in relation to furries is actually more of a meme, if you want to call it that. It's more of a post within a post. The post is made by user /JakeWalker102 on Reddit that shows a screenshot of a post on Twitter of a furry saying that he once spoke with Jeff Good, creator of Jake Long, American Dragon, at a furry convention and asked him what he thought of people making lewd renditions of his characters. The Twitter post was posted on another website where someone told another story of how they used to date a Disney animator. Now, whether that story is true or not, I don't know, but still. Nonetheless, it's funny. Ebbot, or Ebot. Again, unable to really find anything for this. I have no idea what it even would be or what this would have to do with furries. I greatly apologize for not being able to find anything for some of these. I've honestly done what I could, but still, I'm really sorry. Alien human sonas. I assume this is where someone makes an alien sona that somewhat resembles a human or vice versa. I honestly have no idea, but I think my guess is as good as any. Medieval dragon Netherware. Netherware, or Netherare, I really have no fucking idea how to pronounce that, is a Japanese term used to describe someone who is cheating or being unfaithful. Medieval dragon Netherware, again, apologies if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, is probably just that. Medieval dragons cheating or being unfaithful to their partner or partners, or someone cheating on their partner or partners with a medieval dragon. Either way, cheating and being unfaithful in a relationship is such a shitty move. Layer 10. Congrats on making it to layer 10. I'm sure your journey was both easy and difficult. Now that you're here, there's no turning back. You're already too far down, too far below the iceberg. I can't promise things will get worse than the previous layers, but I can't promise they'll get better either. I wish you the best, and may you somehow find some rest and comfort after this final layer to the furry iceberg. Good luck. F-chat erotic novels. F-chat erotic novels are novels about fetishes that happen in F-chat, or fetish chat. F-chat has fetishes that, much like F-list, can go from the most mundane to borderline illegal. With that being said, it should come with no surprise that there are some F-chat novels that have to deal with very disturbing subjects like cheating or bestiality. or even cub. The fact that we can do nothing to really stop these people and get them arrested or get the help that they need is just kind of eerie. It's both sad and frightening at the same time. So please be warned about that there are people out there who have not gotten help and who have never been punished for their actions. Non-vegan fursuiting. Non-vegan fursuiting refers to furries with fursuits that are made out of real fur instead of faux fur. Now, I'm not vegan myself, but I am against the skinning/furring of animals. I believe that the only reason you should kill an animal is if it is, 1, trying to attack you, or 2, if it is a source for food. So, needless to say though, I do find this one to be pretty disturbing. Hopefully I'll never have the misfortune to come across a fursuit made of real fur in person. If I do, I am crying and screaming and running the opposite way. Toxoplasmosis from catgirls. For those unaware, toxoplasmosis is a disease caused by what is known as toxoplasmas, which can be found in the Gandhi parasite. Again, apologies if I pronounce these incorrectly, I'm trying my best here. And is contracted through undercooked meat, soil, or cat shit. This disease is very dangerous in unborn children, so be careful about that. But yeah, I wish I could skip this one like Lola Bunny. You somehow get toxoplasmosis from catgirls, and seeing as how cats were only mentioned once in that list, I don't think these catgirls are really making you uncooked meat or making you eat soil. Oh fuck me. I think it's safe to assume that you get toxoplasmosis from them by eating their shit. Fuck, I just realized, I'm so sorry if any of you are eating right now. I'm so sorry. If you're eating while watching this, you've got an iron stomach, man. Or woman. Or they. Either way, I am still so sorry if you were eating. Oh my gosh. It feels so bad. Pentagon Hidden Fox Made Cafe. Yet another furry conspiracy theory, go fucking figure, where the Pentagon, the headquarters of the US Department of Defense, has a secret hidden fox made cafe underneath. For what purpose and why there? Hell if I know, but I for sure as hell want to go work there. I'm sure the pay is really good as well, so what's to stop me? Besides the Pentagon. Bean farming. Beans are the name for the paw pads on the bottom of an animal's feet. Bean farming, I'm sure, is just what it sounds like. But my take on it, even if it's totally incorrect, is this. Bean farming, in relation to furries, is when a furry likes toe beans so much that they cut off the animal's leg in order to keep the beans forever. Either that or an unnecessary attraction to toe beans where the person just wants to be surrounded by toe beans and have them rub all over them. Again, I could be totally wrong with my take on them, but it's just that. My take on what it is. Baphomet Mommy GF. Basically, Baphomet was big mummy milkers that furries love to call mommy and claim as their girlfriend, though I'd much prefer Baphomet Daddy BF. Set X Horus Scriptures. Set X Horus is just R of Set, the Egyptian god of war, chaos, and storms, and Horus, the Egyptian god of war and the sky, in a romantic relationship together. Boy do us furries love shipping anything we can together. Whether it be Egyptian gods or Baphomet and our persona. You will find anything and ship it, if it is an anthropomorphic animal. Satyr signs. A satyr is a being from Greek mythology that resembles a male spirit, but with horse ears and a horse tail, along with a prominent erection. What the fuck? I can already see why furries like these guys. On to the next one. Milk. Just another word for cum. FurCon 1. FurCon 1 refers to Conference 1, the second furry convention in the conference series, which was held January 26th to the 28th of 1990 at the Holiday Inn Bristol Plaza in Costa Mesa, California. Nothing really major happened there besides it being the second furry convention, but nothing tragic happened, which is good. Pleasant Goat. Pleasant Goat refers to a Chinese animated series that follows a group of goats living in a place called Green Grassland. All the while, a hungry wolf hunts them down in an attempt to eat them. What does this have to do with furries? Unfortunately, Rule 34 has the answer to that, so, yeah, that's fucking great. Musky Husky Chemtrails. According to Urban Dictionary, Musky Husky is, quote, used to describe a stinky or sweaty individual with poor hygiene, otherwise known as that one person who stinks up the entire convention. Musky husky chemtrails refers to the lingering stench of the musky husky in question. Yeah, pretty fucking gross. Von Braun Big Red Rocket. This refers to furries riding or holding a literal big red rocket. Usually they hold their rocket where their rocket is, since anything big and red attracts furries almost immediately, especially if it has the fucking name Big Red Rocket. Really? 5D snout mappings. It's what it sounds like, just 5D mappings of an animal snout. Boop 2, open parentheses, closing parentheses, semicolon. I unfortunately was unable to find anything for this entry, though if any of you guys have luck finding something related to Boop 2, then please let me know either through Instagram DMs or my Discord. Both name and tag will be in the comments in case you guys want to message me there. AWU Schumann resonances. Schumann resonances are a set of spectrum peaks in the extremely low frequency portion of the Earth's electromagnetic field spectrum. AWU Schumann resonances is a theory that these low-frequency sounds are actually a low-frequency AWUing coming from Earth's electromagnetic field spectrum. Obviously, this theory is just nonsense. The Earth isn't capable of making any kind of AWU sound. The creatures on it are, unfortunately. No matter how high or low the frequency, the Earth just can't make those sounds. Though it is another fun, nonsense theory. I want to congratulate you guys. You made it to the end of my very mini iceberg series. I hope that you all enjoyed these 2 videos covering the furry iceberg, as I did put a lot of work, effort, and time into making these videos for you guys. I thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a good morning, a good afternoon, and of course, a good evening.